What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we're going to talk about our favorite Star Wars woke author himself, Mr. Chuck Wendig. Now, Chuck had a bad day. Chuck went off on Twitter. This is what Chuck does. Chuck makes Trump's Twitter outrages look normal as hell. Chuck is a little upset about some things. So I made a video about Chuck about 2 months ago. So I think there's some key points that were made in that video that can relate to this story. So I'm going to show you some clips from that video, and then we're going to jump back over here, and we'll see what everybody thinks about that. Obviously, I'm trying to be a little quiet. It's late here at the hotel room, and my family is asleep, so I'm trying to be a little bit quiet. I'm backed in the corner over here, so let's roll the footage, and then we're going to talk a little more about it. Chuck Wendig, the author from the book Aftermath. Aftermath came out prior to The Force Awakens. It was part of the Journey to The Force Awakens novels. But anyway, let's talk about specifically what he said. So he says, it's hilarious and sad that we let the noisiest anti-Last Jedi folks define the reaction to The Last Jedi. With its box office success and its high cinema score, that means its backlash is loud but minimal. It's like 6 shitty guys in a room yelling. So this is what this is classic right here. Discredit anybody that disagrees with him. Make it seem like it's a small group of just a few guys in a room. No, that's not how this works, Chuck. And this is a common theme with people involved with the creative process at Lucasfilm right now. We've seen Rian Johnson do it, we've seen J.J. Abrams do it, and now we have Chuck Wendig doing it, and it's hilarious. He also followed up with another tweet where he says, I am routinely met by people in person who heard Star Wars Aftermath was terrible. Then they read it and didn't understand what the problem was. Well, I mean, that tells you that word of mouth was not very good for your book. Okay, so as you can see, Chuck was very dismissive of the fact that he thought that the Last Jedi crowd, the anti-Last Jedi crowd, he wanted to dismiss them. He wanted to marginalize them to just a small little group of people that were so insignificant and they had no influence or power whatsoever. This is a common theme with people at Lucasfilm. They cannot accept that people just didn't like The Last Jedi. In their minds, it's a perfect movie. In their minds, it's flawless. In their minds, there's no criticism, no fair criticism whatsoever. And if you criticize it, you are in the smallest of minorities, and you are a white male. That's how they think. So, I'm going to try to go through this. Shout out to @TheRadicalJawa for sending me this goddamn mountain of tweets that this dude went on. It's unbelievable. This guy's Twitter rampages are out of control. So I'm probably going to be doing some jump cutting, something I don't do a lot of, but to make this video flow a little better, I'm going to have to, because there is so much to process here. So I don't want to make this a 30-minute video. So I'm going to try to do as little jump cuts as I can, but this is going to require some kid gloves with Chuck Wendig. So let's get started. As he tweets, help, I fell down a weird rabbit hole of shitty Star Wars fans. Oh my god, these people. And then he goes to say their names change. MRA, Incel, Gamergate, Comicsgate, Sad Puppies, real Star Wars fans. But at the heart of it, it's the same fragile rage born of poisonous chemical combination of, here it is, white supremacy and toxic masculinity. Do you know why? Because if you are a female, if you are anything other than a white male, your opinion does not matter. They do not consider your opinion valid at Lucasfilm. Have you ever heard them mention the opinions of anybody based on their race or their gender outside of white males? No, and it's always a disrespectful way. They don't care. They don't acknowledge that women and people that are non-white hate this movie too. They only want to make it about the masculine white man, and they're such a small minority in the white supremacy group. That's what they continue doing, and they wonder why their business is failing. They wonder why nobody is going to see these movies. People are tired of the identity politics. They're sick of it, yet you continue to do it. It's unbelievable to me. So anyway, let's continue down little Chucky's little rabbit hole that he wanted to go down. So, oh my god. Here's what happened for context. Some numbnuts tagged me into something about boycotting my upcoming Darth Vader annual issue out in August. And there, I saw some shit. Alright, so yeah, nobody's gonna buy your fucking book, Chuck. I'm sorry. Nobody's buying your book. But this is a key thing we have to remember. These are the type of people that have a creative hand at Lucasfilm. These are the people. He is writing an annual Darth Vader book. This man, who has written 2 books that have failed and have been resisted by the entire fan base, even back when Star Wars fandom was healthy. So leading into The Force Awakens, Aftermath got destroyed by everyone. Critics, fans, everybody. Didn't sell. Got destroyed. And of course, even then, when Star Wars was in such an ultra popular time, Chuck could not provide a good enough product there to please the masses. Unbelievable. Here he says, current idea that Solo is tanking. Guess by having the 4th biggest opening in 2018 so far, because of super fans who so hated The Last Jedi so bad their magic powers caused the sorceress boycott of Solo. Are you really celebrating the 4th biggest opening weekend in 2018 with it being a Star Wars movie? And it's so early in the year. That's a celebration. My oh my, how the standards have fallen. Look, Chuck, look. You can spin it however you want, okay? Solo, based on the information we have right now, after the first weekend, based on the budget, based on the expectations, based on the IP that's involved, and then the forecast for the second weekend, Solo is a catastrophe. It is a disaster on every single financial level, period. You can like the movie, and anybody out there can like the movie, but to just ignore facts and data just shows how out of touch with reality you are. Holy sh... Anyway, so he said, and to go on the point that Solo is tanking, he says that's astonishingly goofy on so many levels. Good God. I'm going to keep scrolling because I can't read all of this because it's going to be a 45-minute video. So then he goes, it's just fascinating to watch this group claim some power over an agency over this, and they want that agency so bad. Their next move in their culture war campaign is, wait for it, to support Jurassic World 2 because of Colin Trevorrow. So you get mad when people don't support something, then you get mad when they do support something. What exactly do you want, Chuck? Can you please explain to me what it is you actually want? What is going to make you happy? That's what I'm curious about. What is it going to make you happy? You get mad when people don't support something, then you get mad when they do support something. I can't figure this logic out. It doesn't make sense to me. Either I'm missing something upstairs or you are. I'll let the audience decide which one of us is missing something. Oh boy, and then here we go. Just where are we at now? 4 years later? 4 years later, this cat is still complaining and whining about Aftermath. Thing is, I still remember from Aftermath all the review bombing, all the conspiracy theories about how the book was secretly failing. I get emails telling me, haha, your book isn't even on the shelf. So we have the data for your book, but because you got an email and somebody said your book wasn't on the shelf, that's just going to erase all the data and all of the reviews. Jesus Christ, man. Holy crap. Never mind, there are a lot of reasons books don't land on bookshelves. One of them being, well, the book sold out. I mean, 2 years after the book came out, Aftermath still sells hundreds of copies every week. I don't even know what to say. He said, okay, and then here it goes right here. This is where it comes down to right here. And of course you wonder how how this even continues or why those answers are both complex and simple. First, some people have monetized it or want to. YouTube channels that are financially channel people's YouTube channels that financially channel people's dipshit rage. So that's what it comes down to. Chuck is mad because people that are on YouTube are being monetized, and because of the anti-Star Wars stuff getting so much traction, he's angry and he thinks that people on YouTube are just pushing this out to get views. If there wasn't a real legitimate backlash against The Last Jedi and Star Wars, then I would not have an audience. Ethan wouldn't have an audience for this particular topic. World Class Bullshitters wouldn't. None of these anti-Star Wars channels would have an audience. We are gaining traction because there are so many people unhappy with this current direction. And it's not just men, and it's not just white men. It is literally everyone. It is women, it is children, it is men, it is every race, every color, every sexual orientation, every religion, every country. It doesn't matter. The one thing we have in common is that we're fed up with Star Wars and identity politics. And if we weren't preaching to a massive crowd, then we wouldn't be making any money. We wouldn't be our channels wouldn't be growing. Our following wouldn't be growing. So Chuck, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that this hurts you so bad. I don't know why you have a problem with the market determining the market. Before The Force Awakens, all of these YouTube channels that were preaching Star Wars and everybody was happy and everybody was excited about Star Wars, The Force Awakens hype, even past The Force Awakens, even into Rogue One, all of these pro-Star Wars channels were riding this incredible wave of momentum and blew up all of those channels. Rightfully so. There's nothing wrong with that. There was a massive crowd out there for it because the fandom was healthy. And then it only took a little while, just a few years, for Kathleen Kennedy's identity politics and her political narrative to start really creeping into Star Wars. And it slowly creeped in. It wasn't until The Last Jedi where it all broke. And that was the moment. That was the moment where a lot of these pro-Star Wars channels have been dwindling and losing support left and right. And people like me and people like Ethan and all the other channels I always name, we have started to gain a lot of traction and a lot of momentum. That's not intentional. I didn't know this was going to happen. I had no idea this was going to happen. But the more I make videos, the more people say they want more. They want more. They want more. Well, of course I'm going to give my audience what they want. I'm upset. They're upset. And the more unhappy they are, the more unhappy I get. The more you people at Lucasfilm continue to run your mouths and make racist claims to people and make stupid, ignorant claims about bots and all the other nonsense that you dismiss, you don't want to recognize the fact that there are non-white people that hate these new Star Wars movies. Well, I'm going to make sure they get recognized. And if that pisses you off, then let it piss you off. I really don't care, Chuck. I am really not sure what's going on in your head, dude. I really don't understand it. You make Trump on Twitter look like a normal person. You are completely off your rocker. And I don't know what the deal is, man. I don't know if you're... I don't get it. I really don't. But I'm not going to stop. And I apologize if that upsets you, Chuck. And if I didn't have a huge audience, then nobody would be, I wouldn't be making any money. And nobody else would be making money on these Star Wars channels or these YouTube channels that are continuing to talk bad about Star Wars. If nobody was unhappy like you say, then nobody would be watching our content. So the reason we keep growing is because so many people are pissed off. And if you and Lucasfilm can't recognize that, then you're going to continue to trend down and we're going to continue to trend up. You make the call. You handle it how you want. You guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.